Imagine for a moment the ancient world. You're probably picturing pyramids, temples, and people in togas, right? We often think of our ancestors as primitive. But what if I told you that scattered across the globe are artifacts so technologically advanced they simply shouldn't exist? What if ancient civilizations possessed knowledge that we've only just rediscovered? Get ready, because today we're diving deep into the world of ancient technology that defies all explanation. First up, let's talk about the Antikythera Mechanism. Discovered in a shipwreck off the coast of a Greek island in 1901, this device has been called the world's first analog computer. For decades, its true purpose was a mystery. It looked like a lump of corroded bronze, a showbox-sized collection of gears and cogs. But as scientists used advanced X-ray and CT scanning, they uncovered something astonishing. This wasn't just a simple clock. It was an intricate astronomical calculator with at least 30 interlocking bronze gears. It could predict the positions of the sun, the moon, and the 5 known planets. It could even track the 4-year cycle of the Olympic Games. Think about that. Over 2,000 years ago, someone engineered a device with the complexity of a 19th century Swiss clock. The level of mechanical engineering and astronomical knowledge required to build this is staggering. Nothing even close to this level of complexity appears again in the historical record for over 1,000 years. It completely rewrites what we thought the ancient Greeks were capable of. Who designed it? How did they acquire such precise knowledge? The Antikythera mechanism remains a beautiful, baffling enigma. Now, let's travel from ancient Greece to ancient India and talk about the legendary Iron Pillar of Delhi. Standing tall in the Qutb complex, this pillar is over 1,600 years old. It's about 23 feet high and weighs more than 6 tons. But its size isn't the most incredible thing about it. The truly mind-boggling feature is its composition. This pillar is made of 98% wrought iron, yet it has shown almost no signs of rust or corrosion despite being exposed to Delhi's harsh weather for centuries. Modern metallurgists are still scratching their heads. To create iron this pure and rust-resistant today requires advanced techniques that weren't supposedly invented until the 20th century. How did ancient Indian blacksmiths achieve this feat? Some theories point to a thin protective layer of a compound called misoite, which may have formed on the surface due to specific environmental conditions and the pillar's unique composition. But even if that's the case, how did they forge a piece of iron so pure and so massive in the first place? The skill and knowledge involved are simply off the charts for the 4th century. Next, we venture into the territory of ancient power sources. In 1936, near Baghdad, archaeologists discovered a small, unassuming clay jar. Inside was a copper cylinder, and inside that an iron rod. It looked strangely familiar. It's what we now call the Baghdad battery. This artifact, dated to be around 2,000 years old, bears a striking resemblance to a modern galvanic cell. When filled with an acidic liquid, like vinegar or grape juice, it can generate a small electrical current, about 1 volt. Now, 1 volt isn't much, but link several of these together, and you could generate a usable amount of electricity. What for? The most popular theory is electroplating, using electricity to coat one metal with a thin layer of another, like gold or silver. Some ancient artifacts do show signs of incredibly thin and even plating. While mainstream archaeology is still skeptical, and no wires have ever been found with these jars, you have to wonder, did ancient people in Mesopotamia discover the principles of electricity 2 millennia before Alessandro Volta? The possibility is absolutely electrifying. Let's shift our gaze to the skies. Throughout ancient texts and artwork, from the Indian Vedas to Egyptian hieroglyphs, we find descriptions of flying machines and celestial battles. The Vedas, for instance, describe flying chariots called vimanas. Some texts, like the Vaimanika Shastra, which was supposedly channeled in the early 20th century but claims to be from ancient sources, go into incredible detail about their construction, their propulsion systems using mercury vortex engines, and even the diet of the pilots. Of course, many historians dismiss these as pure myth and poetic fantasy. But the descriptions are often so technical and so specific, it makes you pause. Are they just elaborate stories, or are they the faded memories of a time when humanity, or perhaps someone else, took to the skies? When you see ancient rock art depicting figures in what look like helmets and suits or carvings that uncannily resemble modern aircraft, you can't help but ask, what did our ancestors really see? And we can't talk about ancient mysteries without mentioning the incredible stonework of the Incas and other pre-Incan cultures in South America. At sites like Pumapunku in Bolivia and Sacsayhuaman in Peru, we find massive stone blocks, some weighing over 100 tons, cut with laser-like precision and fitted together without any mortar. The joints are so perfect you can't even slide a piece of paper between them. The stones have complex, interlocking shapes with perfectly flat surfaces and right angles. How did a civilization without the wheel, without iron tools, and without a known system of writing, quarry transport, and assemble these megalithic structures? The official explanation is that they used simple hammerstones and ramps. But when you stand in front of these walls, that explanation feels inadequate. It feels like we're missing a huge piece of the puzzle. Some have theorized they had a way to soften the stone, or perhaps even a form of acoustic levitation. While these ideas are on the fringe, the stones themselves are a solid, undeniable reality that challenges our understanding of ancient capabilities. Finally, let's consider the concept of ancient maps that show things they shouldn't. The most famous is the Piri Reis map, compiled in 1513 by a Turkish admiral. What's incredible is that it appears to show the coast of Antarctica, a continent that wasn't officially discovered until 1820. And what's more, it seems to depict the coastline as it would look without its massive ice cap, something we've only been able to map with modern ground-penetrating radar. Piri Reis himself noted that he compiled his map from numerous older source maps, some dating back to the time of Alexander the Great. So, did an ancient and known maritime civilization map the entire globe, including Antarctica, before it was covered in ice? This would imply a civilization with advanced navigational and cartographical skills existing thousands of years ago. It's a tantalizing idea that suggests a lost chapter in human history, a period of global exploration that we have completely forgotten. From ancient computers and rust-proof iron to potential batteries and impossible stonework, these artifacts tell a different story of our past. They suggest that our ancestors were not primitive, but were brilliant innovators, engineers, and scientists. Perhaps their knowledge was lost to time, destroyed in catastrophes, or maybe it's been hidden in plain sight all along, dismissed as myth and legend. These objects challenge us to keep an open mind, to question what we've been taught, and to realize that human history might be far more complex and mysterious than we could ever imagine. What other lost technologies are still out there, waiting to be rediscovered? The search for answers continues. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey into the unexplained. If you enjoyed this, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the mysteries of our world. Let me know in the comments which of these artifacts blows your mind the most. Until next time, stay curious.